Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, dear listeners, from wherever you've tuned into this channel all over the world. You're welcome to Verdict TV. Trend on news. Godwin Emefiele, DSS slapped with court order, issued 7-day ultimatum to make final decision. To welcome once again, and thank you for tuning in to this channel. But please do well to subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button and also the bell for more updates. To the news details, carefully listen to the end. Justice Amsa Mwazu, presiding over the Federal Capital Territory FCT High Court, has issued an order to the Department of State Services, DSS, to either charge or release Godwin Emefiele, the suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, within a week. Emefiele had been suspended from his position on June 10 and subsequently filed a lawsuit against the Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, the Director General of the DSS, and the DSS itself, alleging unlawful arrest and detention. He sought damages amounting to 5 million naira from the defendants. Emefiele's motion on notice sought to enforce his fundamental rights to liberty and freedom of movement, contending that there was no grounds for his ongoing detention. During the hearing concerning the jurisdiction of the courts to address the issues surrounding Emefiele's arrest and detention, Justice Mwazu upheld that a state high court possessed the authority to consider the charges against the former CBN governor. The judge further acknowledged that the DSS had acted within the bounds of the law and its mandates by arresting, detaining, and investigating individuals to prevent breaches of national security. Although the court recognized the existence of evidence indicating an order from an Abuja Chief Magistrate Court that permitted the security agency to detain Emefiele for 14 days to conclude its investigations, Justice Mwazu emphasized that the former CBN governor's fundamental human rights should not be violated under any circumstances. He stated that the DSS power to arrest must be exercised in accordance with the provisions of the law, which delineated the conditions and duration of a Nigerian citizen's detention. Consequently, Justice Mwazu directed the DSS to either bring charges against Emefiele within 1 week or release him, while acknowledging that Emefiele had not proven that his arrest and detention were unlawful. The preceding judge underscored that the charges against him were bailable and emphasized his rights to a fair hearing. He remarked, "Though I am sympathetic to the applicants, my sentiment alone cannot influence the judgment to grant all the reliefs sought by the applicants. However, I note that the application has some merits. The applicant is entitled to a fair hearing. At this point, the continued detention of the applicants cannot be justified in the absence of any charge against him. At the very least, justice demands that the applicant should be released on administrative bail. Consequently, I hereby issue an order directing the respondents to either charge the applicants to court within 1 week or release him on administrative bail." Following the court session, Emefiele's counsel Daudu San expressed confidence that the government will comply with the court's pronouncement. He anticipated that the process for Emefiele to regain his freedom would commence immediately. Daudu also stressed the importance of the judiciary's role in upholding the rule of law, expressing hope that the newly inaugurated president of Nigeria, who had previously criticized military governments for disobeying court orders, would demonstrate a commitment to respecting such orders now that he held power. The case of the suspended CBN governor, whereby he was arrested by the DSS and he has been in their detention without him being charged or taken to the courts. And this is against the Constitution. At least 1 week after being detained, you need to be either charged or released. So now the council of Emefiele wrote a petition, a suit to the court, Federal High Court in Abuja, and they gave their directive that within 1 week, they're giving the DSS 1 week to either charge him or release him. And they said, they said Emefiele, his detention or whatever is bailable. The presiding judge underscored that the charges against him were bailable and also emphasized his right to a fair hearing, that it needs to be heard, not that the DSS will be the only one doing everything. It needs to also say what it knows. So they are giving them just 1 week to either release him or charge him to court. And looking at the precedent, he has actually promised and said that he will not go against the rule of law and the Constitution. So now the law have spoken. It will not go against this rule of law. So the Emefiele's council has expressed confidence that the government will actually comply with the court's pronouncements, because Emefiele charges are bailable, so it cannot be charged. We have come to the end of the news. What's your view to this? Do you think the president will listen or do the directive of the courts? Please share your comments in the comment section. Thank you.